Hello everyone, it's Sloth here. Today we are going full Mech Warrior mode with the Azorius Vehicles deck. The deck that is supposedly at 60% win rate, like in a big sample of games. So I tried this deck, I've tried to replicate it, and if you want to see the results, I will tell them about at the end of the intro, so stay tuned. Okay, so let's discuss the deck. First of all, we have of course a lot of vehicles because they are good. So Surgehacker Mech, this card is actually super good because it's not only removal. So what this does, 4 mana 5/5 menace. Whenever this enters the battlefield, you deal damage equal to twice the number of vehicles you control, and it can target planewalkers, which is extremely important because we don't have like direct planewalker removal. So this is actually one of the only ways that we can remove planewalkers efficiently, and also like it goes always 2-for-1 basically, because you kill something, and with all the vehicles that we have in the deck, you usually go for 4 damage, I would say. So that's really good. And Menace on 5/5 really helps. So that is big card. Prodigy Prototype. This is really good one because it makes your board really wide, really quickly, and it also makes sure that every vehicle you have gets screwed very quickly and every turn. Especially useful with the plows that we will talk about in a second, because with the 2 pilots you can crew the plow, with 1 pilot you can crew basically the rest of your deck, maybe except the Surgehacker because he needs crew 4, so you need at least 2 attack on the pilot, so Hotshot Mechanic. Sorry for switching between the cards, but we need to talk about those synergies because the deck is really quick and aggressive and you cannot miss those. So yeah, this one is one of the big core cards for the deck because they create like your big pressure, and you want to cast it as quickly as possible because then you get more tokens when like you need to start attacking quickly with this. And it has cheap crew, so sometimes it matters, for example with Ingenious Smith. So another card, not a vehicle, but of course you get the artifacts from top 4 cards of your library, so usually you want the vehicle and this will be your pilot, so that's pretty good, and it grows every turn, so it makes sure that you can crew better and better mech warriors every turn, so that's decent. Mobilizer Mech, important interactions. With Mech Hangar, this has the 3 ability, right? Target vehicle becomes artifact. It doesn't mean it's screwed. It means that it's activated, but you don't get this trigger whenever Mobilizer Mech becomes crewed, because it wasn't crewed, it was just a target of this ability. That's something I didn't know at the start, so I thought that you can chain all the Mobilizer Mechs in the world into one big chain. It's not like this, unfortunately. But still, very good card, especially with the plow. So basically, it's like your second combo with the plow and the ox. So ox, of course, can crew for 6 because it has 6 toughness, and this needs crew 6. And honestly, like plow is very big part of the deck because, like mostly for the 6 damage a turn. Like man, you can kill enemies really quickly, and the fact that you get mana acceleration really helps. It's really good card, like in this deck. Yeah, it's not overall a good card. It's good in this deck somehow. Okay, yeah, and we have Bankbuster, and to be honest, I never drew I think I drew with this once. Like we are so aggressive, it's hard to find place to just slow the game and not do anything. So usually I use it as a 4/4 that has crew 3, and basically that's it. And to be honest, that's okay because like we have 3 mana 3/4 and 2 mana 3/4. So basically that's in line with our stats that we want to be playing, and it's pretty cheap. And worst case, if enemy has no cards like this, what this deck I noticed is good at is that enemy needs to trade multiple cards often to cover all your like strategies, attacks cards, whatever. Like enemy very quickly starts to be without cards when you play. I've noticed that they usually end with 1 or 0 cards and no answers, and we have like 2 or 3. So that's something that can swing the games very often. Okay, so that was the vehicle part of the deck. And the plow. Do I need to talk about the plow? It's a plow. Okay, and now the pilot part. So Hotshot Mechanic, very good because it starts the game on a quick note. It can crew up to 4, so it can crew the Surgehacker Mech on its own, which is pretty huge very often. And you know, it's good start, so you can start attacking enemy from turn 1, especially on the play. We have some removal. This usually is handy. And Giant Ox. Basically, it's the combo with your plow, but also you can cast Born to Drive, enchant artifact or creature. As long as it's a creature, it gets +1/+1 for each other creature or vehicle, basically. You generally cast it for the pilots at the end step, but there are situations when you want to go for the huge creature, and then like this is a good target because it's so hard to kill. Like with 6 toughness, if you give it +5/+5, then it's 5/11. So if enemy has like red color as a damage, like removal, like good luck removing this. So sometimes it's handy. Yeah, and we have the Smith, as we talked before. And of course Mech Hangar, because it can activate, like we are flooding a lot with this deck, to be honest, especially late game, so you have so much mana. And not only Mech Hangar is important when you don't have the pilot, it's also important because then you can activate vehicle without tapping your pilot, so it means that you can attack with the pilot as well. So basically it gives additional damage very often. Okay, and I think that's the deck and my impressions after playing with this deck. So basically this is supposed to have 60% win rate, like on the big sample of games. And I can see it, like it's not the best deck I've played, definitely, but it can go really crazy if cards align, and it has a lot of raw power because like the vehicles have usually like overblown stats because you need to crew them. So when you have efficient crewing, for example, Born to Drive is 3 mana, crew 2 vehicles, suddenly you have so much value, and it's very hard to sweep this deck because there aren't creatures. So if enemy plays Doomscar or anything like this, it just doesn't work, especially if you keep Born to Drive for the end step in case he sweeps. Like, what can he do? He cannot even counter it. So I think that's quite good overall. And Colossal Plow is a big part of this deck because also of the live game, like against some kind of aggressive decks like Boros and so on. Like you will see in one of the games, I believe, that enemy tried to raise us. And the lesson here is you don't freaking raise the plow. The plow is the plow. So yeah, it just basically raises for 9 at a turn because you gain 3 and you damage for 6, so total 9 difference between the players, and it's so hard to raise. So that's a big part for this. Yeah, and I think that's it. In my games, I went exactly 50%. I won 3 games, I lost 3 games. Yeah, it felt weird. I'm not gonna lie, it's not my type of deck, but it was fun. And if you have the cards, like, yeah, like, just try it. And there's a lot of uncommons here, right? When I'm looking right now, uncommon, uncommon, common, uncommon, uncommon. So basically you have only the Surgehacker Mech, Bankbusters you probably have by now, and Plow. Let's be honest, you have to have 4 Plows because it's just such important meta cards. Yeah, so basically you can try this deck for basically free. If you have the Bankbusters, everything is just uncommons. So this is the most budget deck I have displayed in this channel, I believe. So yeah, I think that's it. I don't know what to say. The deck is pretty simple and the games are interesting, so I think the deck plays a bit better than you could expect. It seems like a draft a bit, but it works like a constructed meta deck a bit. So it's not best, but I think it's decent enough that you might try it another and should be overall quite happy. So let's go into the games, and really thank you for watching, and as always, if you like the channel, subscribe, it really helps and I really do appreciate it. So let's go into the gameplay. Okay, we are going first with no creatures. That doesn't seem like a great hand, to be honest. I will mulligan this one. We need a pilot. Know what? It's also not great, but I will take it. We only need one Mech Hangar, so let's do it like this. I always like to start with the planes. This is so obvious what the deck is about. This is way less obvious, and it's actually the wrong direction that we are pointing enemy for. So, do we want Mech or the Plow? So, we actually can do it, right? So we play the Plow, then next turn... Oh, but then, yeah, that won't be enough. And we need 4 mana for activation. So, unfortunately, we have to play the Mech, which has a bit worse stats. But it will activate the Colossal Plow. And whenever I tell the name of this card, it's just so ridiculous. A freaking Plow that gives you white mana and life. Like, good enough against burn decks, it's pretty useful. The 3 toughness is a pain though. That's an interesting draw. Let's go like this. Man, I actually think... Is this the Plow? I think it's Plow. Then next turn we crew the Mobilizer Mech. Yeah, that's a Plow. So for now we are starting really slow. But enemy is nearly bound to attack because he wants the damage. And then we can smork for so much. You go face, right? You go face. Go face. Press attack all. Yeah. That's what we do. That's what we do in Boros. Okay, that's not great, but not the worst either. So let's channel. Let's make some tokens. And we are going for the combo. Oh man, this is so ridiculous. We are just plowing them. I cannot believe what's going on. It's 9 damage out of nowhere. And also mana acceleration. So, Prodigy's prototype. Yeah, we do this because if they burn the pilots, we can crew everything at instant basically. Unfortunately, they might be very careful about attacking right now, which isn't great. You generally don't want... you want to race with this like deck because Colossal Plow is like the best racing tool ever. It has insane attack, so he's preparing blockers for the Plow. What? What is this madness? 8 damage. Do we just win? Like we can cast it on one of our cards. You know what? I'm taking it. I'm taking it. I think that's good for us. I might be wrong. I might die next turn. Man, I'm not sure what his plan is. So he has burn spell, right? But they usually have sorcery speed. Man, I'm so freaking confused. You know what we are doing. Let's start with the correct play and activate all of our creatures or mechs. Like a real mech warrior. Oh, that's the plan. Okay, thank you for doing this before we target. Okay. So his creatures are pretty weak right now. And can we just go for this? So this is +4/+4, so 7, 10. Oh, look at you. Look at freaking you. Enjoy, my friend. Smork. Told you, we win the counter race, even without the Plow. Oh, even -1. Right, because we make the token. Boros never saw it coming. Okay, so we don't have great pilots, but we are on the play with the Smith. So there's high chance that we will draw something. Like, we just need one pilot with the Plow. Like, you know, Ox, our great combo. So far we didn't have it, but man, on the play this combo would be so good. So let's start here, pretend that we are a hated mono white, and honestly, probably like this. So I'm playing like this because then we can grow the creature. Mobilizer Mech. Man, this is actually pretty good. Can we abuse it in any way? I don't think we can. It's crew 3, right? So even if we pay it, it will be too little. Born to Drive would be such a good draw. I'm just going full meme plows at this point. We can activate them with the Mech Hangar. I unfortunately expect this to be removed, which is not great, but you know, that's life. That's freaking life. Let's play this one, because then we can crew it, theoretically, if the Smith doesn't die. But if enemy has removal, Jewelry. I wasn't jewelried for a long time. So seems the plow was better idea. I played around removal, not really jewelry. So that was a big blowout and big hit for us. Yeah, I should probably go with the... But it's so hard to crew it without the ox. So that was the reason, right? So we go one plow, because it grows the smith. Then we attack and see what the reaction is. And then we play the second plow. Okay? I'm persistent. I want my plow and I want my counter. And I will get them. Mech Hangar actually can activate it, so I'm not sure if we do it into open mana. We might just grow the smith. Oh, Field of Ruin. Yeah? He might do it. That's not a bad play. Oh man, we will never get our plow. By the way, we are just playing against control decks all the way somehow. So our creatures... Huh. That's very interesting. What does it mean? He might make a mistake because he thinks that he can answer our Mech Hangar effect, or he's trying to bait us into activating the plow, because then he can remove it. And this would be the horrible for us version. So if he removes it, we are tapped out and we have 0 plays right now. But you know what? I will risk it. Because we don't have great plays otherwise, anyway. Like, we cannot crew stuff. And this won't kill on its own, so we need to force him into... Okay. So the removal goes here, right? Yep. That's definitely not an angel. It's just a plow. Just a plow. But you know, we need to drain them from the cards. And also, it means that he will have his own vehicle. It also means that he cannot activate Field of Ruin this turn. So it cuts into his next turn a bit. But yeah, not great, not great. Like, the removals were clutch here. And this jewelry really hurt. Like, if I started with the plow, that would be so much better. But you know, usually Esper doesn't play jewelry. Like, they are playing Esper with Field of Ruins and jewelry. That seems like such a risky mana base. Yep, good choice probably. But it gives us a moment to set up. So we go for both, because we have ways to activate this stuff, and we have double Mech Hangar, so Field of Ruin is not as scary anymore. It's not as scary. Enemy is just siphoning our cards. Well, this does not feel great to be on the drain side. I much rather prefer to be a person casting this card than receiving it. Man, so far not a single plow managed to attack enemies, just full anti-plow mode. And we are getting flooded like crazy. Yeah, we cannot even double activate, right? But you know the drill. Plow to the freaking face. We can crew, by the way, if we really want. Smirk. So much fun. Yeah, could we do it? Man, did I just mess up? Yeah, I think... I'm not sure. I'm not sure because it might trigger after the attacks are declared. And it means that you can crew it, but it's already after attackers. So, okay, I think you cannot do it, but I probably should know. Like, from the rules, I know, I don't think it's possible, but, you know, it might be. Let's not do the take mana shenanigans. I think we have one basic island, right? So we might even take it, cause why not, at this point. Man, like, you are getting plowed anyway, and like, we have very good counterplay against Siphon Insight, because our... wow. We have 9 lands, in top 18 cards, 50% of lands. That's quite a lot, I would say. Enemy has open mana. But if he has anything, then let it be. But we are doing it for science. Attack phase. Yeah, I think we cannot. Yeah. We also don't have the second land, but right now we have the mana, but you can see it's already next phase. So that would make sense, and that's in line with what I know. Let's, you know, play more lands because we need mana. Man, we just need some kind of draw X cards with having like 11 mana every turn that is wasted. Okay. That's interesting. We could go for the portable hull on this. Like, to be honest, it's not a bad play. So if he removes the plow, he doesn't get the life gain. And when the mid hook comes back somehow, he cannot pay X because that's not how the card works. So you know what? He might march. I think we activate this one now. Because we don't need the mana, we don't need the life gain, and higher toughness means it's a bit harder to remove, but to be honest, if he has march, he will do it anyway. So I'm not sure what he might have. He needs some good instant. Good game, my friend. Good game. And we won this. Or we did not. Oh my god, if we attacked with the plow! If we attacked with the plow, we would lose the game. Menace. Menace for the freaking queen. So I was lucky. It wasn't a good play. I was lucky because I didn't think about the menace that he might have instant hull breaker. That seems obvious by now. And really nice from the enemy that he showed the card, because he basically showed us that we nearly lost this game, and that's good to know. Okay, with this deck you really want to be on the play, like definitely. But we have portable hull, so hopefully we can reverse the tempo a bit. And we have 1, 2, 3 curve with 3 lands and 1 remover. Like, frankly, it's as good of a draw as it gets, probably, if I'm being honest. Oh man, and the creature from hell just came in. I'm pretty sure we need to remove it. Like, this is horrible. Man, I'm not sure how good matchup we have with enchantments. Like, we need removal here. Okay, that's way better. And I missed it. 4 cards already. So we don't kill the pup. It's not worth it. Okay, so man, my Otawara might be important in this matchup. Let's do it like this, because then when we cast Mechanic, in case we want to remove something, we can already crew the Bankbuster. Oh. That's so mean. So we go for the second mech. Let's go like this. This is not scary. So let's go for this one. Like so far, enemy doesn't do any like real combo, so we are happy. But I'm so scared. Like every turn I'm just super scared. Okay, that's weird. You know what? It's not the worst. It could definitely be worse. Let's go for white because we are mostly a white deck. And let's start making tokens, shall we? This haste effect is like big advantage for this deck. And the creation of pilots is also pretty sweet. Yep. It's just 3 damage, so the enemy doesn't really care, but very quickly we will start ramping this damage very, very heavily. And I like Otawara, because at some point it might be game-winning move. We even can get additional 4 damage that he didn't expect at the end step, and that's pretty huge. Wow. I'm not sure if he knows what he's doing. So what is the best card? I don't think anything works. So, okay, if you have something, you outplayed me, and I can deal with this. Probably let's get rid of this because it's an enchantment. So for example, the green Kami will come back from the graveyard when it dies, and it won't when this dies. We also can kill this with Otawara easy. You don't get the tokens, so he has the cards, but he's super behind on tempo right now. I think we do it right. Yeah, we definitely want to do it. Colossal Plow, that's a good card. That's a good card. I can't believe I'm saying this. I cannot believe I'm saying it. Yeah, both have crew too. So we go like this. We cannot go cheaper. And you know what? That's 6 damage and 2 tokens. Suddenly we have a wide board with pilots. And this is actually quite fun. I did not expect this. And this also gets bigger. And yeah, and when you cast some, oh man, so I misplayed. Again, 2 damage missed, because I'm not a good player. So I should have played this first, and then this would be bigger, and we could crew too. But we are learning, we are still learning. Enemy is just doing his dog nonsense. And he's at 11, against 3 mechs, so... Catilda. Oh man, I think that's a prime target for Otawara. Oh man, I think we might have it. Is that enough? I'm not sure. My turn. My turn. When it attacks. Okay, that's good enough. So it means... Man, this will be close. Let's get rid of the doggo. Even though he's always a good boy. If we crew all of them, they can block 3. They can block all those 3. But we still get with 5. And that's a lot, and next turn I think we might kill him. I think. So I'm going full control, because I don't want to miss anything here. So we want to use all the pilots, of course. And actually it's better to crew like this and this. So we overcrew a bit, so we deal 3 damage. And now we attack with everything. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay, and this is why full control, because I want to use this mana to bounce Catilda. Yeah, and now, like, he has blocks, but it's okay. And we still can play the plow, which is pretty huge. Okay, he double blocks, that's really good for us. And then you will have only 1 token. And he's at 2. Look at our board. Look at our freaking board. And if he has sweeper, I will cry. But this deck shouldn't have a sweeper. Like, basically they are sweeping their own deck. So I think, yeah, they might not have it. 3 mana and Catilda. So I'm not sure if lifelink is enough, but this is basically our best attack. Nah, non-land. Permanent, so activating won't change anything. And here comes the truth. Was that enough? Yeah, and the token. My turn. Amazing top deck, not gonna lie. We cannot even make Smith bigger. Man, if we attack with everything, they can block 3 creatures, so this, and this. So we go for 7 damage and they heal for 7. Wow. That's so cool. Oh man. Like, the second removal of Plow was what we needed, I think. Yeah, I don't think there's a chance really. Especially they have good blocks. So they remove this, they jump. No, they kill this and they kill this. So next turn we have 7 tokens and 1 go like mech. Yeah, I think it's a good game. But you know what? Let's do the big attack. And let's fall in glory. And by the way, we should use this to crew one of them, but it won't matter, so I didn't care as much as usual. And the hamster is cute. Not sure if the cutest, but definitely a cute one. And that was it. Man, enchantments. We got it to minus. If we stop the game there, it would be enough. So he attacks for at least 7. We are at 10. Yeah, it's concede. Okay, so we are on the play with actually a really good hand. So let's keep. Let's start with the obvious land. It shows that we are mono white, and this definitely shows exactly what we are. So which one we prefer? It's probably the Bankbuster, right? Yeah, it has also better stats because it's 4/4, this one is 3/4, so sometimes it might make a difference. It also draws cards if we really want to. Born to Drive. This card is really good for this kind of deck. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. So he exiled Doomscar. He decided it's not a creature matchup. And he has another Doomscar. That was a strange play by the enemy, to be perfectly honest. He is tapped out, so let's go with this. We could actually just go with the plow and just start smorking him for 6, but I think this is a bit more safe choice. Okay.
There are many secrets I don't know. It's like your defenses aren't even
Okay. So I think we go for Born to Drive, right? Oh man, it's not perfect. But I think we need to do it. We need those creatures, and they're uncounterable. So enemy will draw a card, and they have Doomscar, don't get me wrong, so we are in some trouble. Probably this is refill after he Doomscars. Oh man, this definitely won't be easy. This definitely won't be easy, and he's keeping mana as I hoped. But he has nothing to counter because it's a channeled ability. So, keeping mana cannot do anything against it. However, he has removal most likely. So, saw it coming. Voidrant. Oh man, enemy is going ham. But he's tapped out completely. So, let's make sure that Kaito is not anymore here. We are actually in a card advantage. And let's go with this prototype, because it's more mana efficient. If we draw land, we can double cast next turn. Oh man, such a weird game. Like, we need the 4th land, pretty much. This is such a bait, he will remove it so hard. But let's try. Let's force enemy to react first. And then we play our stuff. I will attack. I will miss 1 damage. I hope it won't matter. Famous last words. Wandering Emperor. Okay. That's a thing.
That's coming off.
But they need to -2, right? And we have 3 pilots. Unfortunately, yeah, nothing to do. Unfortunately, enemy also has Doomscar, I think.
Done.
So, we are going with the plow and the hole. Because this removes the ninja, so my +1 doesn't really do anything. Maybe you should keep it for samurai. But I want to make it awkward, so if he wants the samurai, he needs to sacrifice the emperor altogether.
Guards, to me.
Okay, and he did. And he did. So you know what? You know what needs to happen. You know what needs to happen. A Colossal Plow is going through the meta, and it gets removed to Voidrant. It seems. Okay, maybe not Voidrant. Let's see. Only this. We get life, we get mana. We are smorking him with the plow. That's ridiculous. Okay, 2 damage. That's interesting play. We don't need to fear Devastating Mastery. He has only 2 white. And most likely they don't even play it. We could do it, but then we might not have the refill. Why is it so cheap? It's 1 mana for... Oh man. Can you believe how bad I am? Oh man, I actually forgot about this. Okay, so we have a lot of stuff. We can crew a lot next turn, and the enemy needs to be prepared. This deck actually demands some skill. Like, I'm not great at playing vehicles yet. But we will learn, we will get there. Enemy has only 3 mana. So that's not a lot, to be honest. So, let's crew. Because then we get to crew additional mech. I can even attack with everything. Man, the Mobilizer Mech train. That's something else. 1 pilot to crew 3 vehicles nearly. Oh. Oh, it's not crewed, it's activated via ability. Okay, okay. It won't change anything, but good to know. Like, this is hilarious. And they're hard to remove. Like, for this reason we are keeping those creatures. And we are 25 and enemy is attacked for 12. That's quite a lot. So, let's make some more. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. We could actually crew the cave. Yeah, I think that this is what we do next turn. Probably something we should do... Maybe not this turn. With Mobilizer Mechs, I think we have so much potential that we can just attack with 1 pilot. But yeah, I thought that you can chain the Mobilizer Mechs, but you cannot, because it's not crewed effect, it's just, you know, this effect up to 1 target vehicle becomes artifact creatures, but it's still not crewed. Oh, that's a farewell. Okay, so the refill. So, the refill. That's actually not bad. That's a pilot, so good enough. And we get the counter. Unfortunately, this is most likely a Doomscar, I think. Okay. Okay. Man, this is so tempting, but we definitely shouldn't play it. Vanishing Verse, okay. So that's why we didn't cast it as enchantment. Well, if we do 2 pilots, that's actually strong. We could also go for the prototype. This is more risky play. This one is a bit like sure because they need a sweeper. But you know what? Let's do it. They might have counter spell. It might be Solid coming. Okay, good. So they don't have a Doomscar then. And they don't have a lot of cards to play, so all in all, this is how it goes. And enemy is at 6 with 1 card, so I'm pretty hopeful here. Do we go for the Plow? Yeah, I think we do. Plow is really good because it's basically a Lethal, so they need to kill the Plow or react to it. And we actually won this. I cannot believe. He had all the answers, and to be frank, I misplayed quite hard, I believe. I think I missed one attack with the cave, and I overcommitted because I forgot about Farewell. So I felt safe with no Devastating Master, but yeah, that was even worse for us.